The first part, actually side A, was a huge hit actually, but unfortunately we couldn't release it in Kerala. So side B is gonna come, and what are your expectations?
Hello. First of all, I would like to thank you all because Charlie had done extremely well in Kerala. And this is, well, I'm coming here for the third time. I'd come here for Honest Manana press meet, and then I'd come for Charlie. Now, because of the kind of support what we got during these two films is what gives me the confidence that, I need to release this film, Sapta Sagaradaache Ello side B here in Kerala too. Because even when side A released, the kind of response what we got from everywhere, from across the South Indian states, is what made us to release the side B in theaters in all the states, including Kerala as well. So yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to start?
First of all, congratulations to your national award this year.
Thank you.
So, how about the journey it is throughout these 14, 15 years?
Well, it's been what 13 years in the industry. It's been a beautiful journey. I think because I always say this, every film, I've not made like too many films in the last 13 years. I have been a part of what 11, 12 films. This is my 12th or 13th film, I think. And every film has been a very integral part of my life. So it's been a beautiful journey. Especially, I keep saying that Sapta Sagaradaache Ello, with this film I come a full circle in the industry. So it's like, one lifetime is done in the industry. Now, from now on, after this film, I'll start with the next journey. So it's been a very overwhelming journey for me.
You have been promoting your own movies very well in entire South India. Even if we take Triple Seven Charlie, but the side A was not much promoted. Is it because of the confidence in the product?
No, actually, side A we wanted to release in Kerala. In fact, all the arrangements were done. It's just that we had sold the OTT rights of side A very long back, even before the film production started. In fact, the production was not with Paramba Pictures then, it was with another producer. He was supposed to produce it, and he had sold the OTT rights for Amazon. And our idea was to release the film here in the 4th week, and probably it will come in Amazon on the 6th week. But in the last moment, we got to know from Amazon that no, the film is coming on Amazon on the 5th week. So then we thought that there's no point, because the film will be on Amazon, and then why would anyone go to the theater? But still we thought, okay fine, because our film is a kind of film which you should watch in theaters, because it's a beautiful theatrical experience. And we still thought that, okay, let's release it. It's okay. If it is on Amazon also, it's okay. Let's release. People who want to watch it in theater will come to theater and watch it. But then I think there are rules here that, if it is on Amazon, then the theaters don't release the film here. So then in the last moment we let go of the idea.
So, what was the intention to show the second part scenes along with the first part itself? Your intention showing the second part scenes in the first half when it released on OTT.
In the end, you mean? In the end, we are showing side B. The intention is, I'll tell. If Hemant was here today, probably he would answer this question the same way, because he has answered this a lot of times. That when a love story, when a love story ends, either it ends with a tragic ending or with a happy ending, and we think that this story is over and we go home, but no story is ever over. Right, because even if the love story ends, each couple either they move on or they stay together. Even if they stay together, there is a story there. Even if they move on from each other, there is a story there. There are two stories there. So the idea was that the story never ends, and we wanted to show what happens after this. So that is what is side B, and we wanted to give a small glimpse of the whole film in side A because we wanted people to know that there is a continuation, and we wanted them to guess what might happen.
So there is two heroines in a film, and if one heroine gives a heartbreak to a hero, then the other heroine will definitely, in terms of commercial cinema, will take the hero to a happy place. So where will Surabhi take Manu to? And you can explain it without spoilers if you could.
Check. Yeah, for that, I mean, that's the story. What happens, how they are all, the story is coming to an end decidedly, so we can't give away that information, but definitely he will meet interesting characters inside me. And will you be happy with Surabhi or not? You have to say
That we will watch in the film.
Yeah.
So your character is in so much pain that we can't even watch further the movie, that we are in tears. So what was inside you? What was your process? That did you connect to your own heartbreak, or you were in this Manu's shoes? What was that process actually?
Well, the story is written by Hemant M. Rao, and luckily before we went on set to shoot, we had workshops. For side A, we had different kind of workshop. For side B, we had different kind of workshop. For side A, to develop the chemistry between Priya and Manu, and Rukmini and me, Rakshit, and Hemant as a director. He had a different kind of a workshop where we had to do trust exercise and things like that. So by the time we went on set, Manu and Priya were already in love. That chemistry had already built. For me and Chaitra for side B, we had a very different kind of workshop. We never had to know the characters in the workshop. Manu never had to know Surabhi. Surabhi never had to know Manu, because that is happening in the story. So he wanted us to know the characters when we shoot the film. But Rakshit had to know Chaitra had to know Rakshit. So we had only 2 days of workshop there. So basically what I'm trying to say is Hemant Rao is kind of a director. He basically prepares the actor. He prepares us for whatever is necessary, before we go to shoot. And once we start shooting also, with every scene, as the character is building inside us, he's taking us along through the journey. Other than that, preparations as such, in the sense, if when we are shooting, it is completely Hemant M. Rao. I didn't take too much time to get inside the character. Probably, I was already in the look always, so I put on 20 kilos for side B. So we had like 4-5 months of gap. Last time when I had come for Charlie promotions, I was in the process of putting on weight for this film. For the side B film, I had already shot side A by then. For side B, I was putting on weight. So every day morning when I get up and look at myself in the mirror, I look more like Manu than Rakshit. So it was not that difficult for me to get inside the character and come out. I could manage.
And also, like as actors on set, we never use our personal experiences to emote anything. The script was already so beautiful that we were there as those characters, and then we played. I don't think it is right on anybody's part to use their own personal experiences to emote, because after a point you will break. And then you can never use or tap into the same emotion again in case you have multiple deaths or breakups. You can't go and tap to the same thing and then just say, I cried and I remember my own personal experience. So I don't think as actors we are like that, at least with what I've observed. I really don't know. I've not observed that, so yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the sense, I don't think so. in the movies, the kind of emotions we go through, so much emotion we don't go through in real life. In real life, it's quite easy to take up. In movies, it's difficult because there is a beautiful poetic love story which is formed on screen.
Okay, Chaitra, you have done some amazing work. So when it comes to side B, what are the layers that your character got?
This character also comes from a lot, like she has a lot of baggage, like how Manu is coming out of jail after 10 years and he has a certain flashback. I also have certain flashback that I come with, and there's a lot of baggage that I also carry. So since these two characters meet in side B, like side B in the sense like after he comes out of the jail, they are meeting for the first time. So I am curious, because most of the time you'll never know if opposites attract or similars attract. So we have to figure out in the story whether we are similar or opposites, and how our chemistry ends up being on screen. So with respect to that, there were a lot of layers that I had to think, but I think Hemant had written it so well and described it so well that my work was very minimal. Like I had to just listen to what he had to say and the descriptions that he gave, and then just stand in front of him, everything he did, and then we reacted, and it just happened. So that way I think I'm blessed with a team which is extremely talented and technically sound. So it became easier for me to play something like this.
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for giving us such a wonderful movie. Martin, actually, my question is to Chaitra. Actually, how challenging for you to play a character? I think the name is Surabhi, right? Yeah, how challenging for you to play a character like this that fills the void in the life of Manu, which Priya makes. How are you looking forward to that challenge?
Challenging with respect to like I have to bring something to the table which I have not tried before. That's the only challenge. But again, like I said, Hemant had written the characteristics of Surabhi so well that I did not have to worry about, oh, maybe I look like a Jenny, or maybe I look like a Nancy in some other film, maybe, or some other character. So I did not have that fear. So right when I got to the set and when this establishment was already there, so there is a certain chemistry that Manu and Surabhi shares. So automatically your behavior changes. For example, in real life also, the way you talk to your mother, to the way you talk to your boyfriend, it is extremely like two ends. So how that changes happens according to how that your interaction, the memory that you have with certain people, no? So it's exactly the same thing. So whenever I was acting with certain actors, most of the time I was acting with Rakshit, who is Manu. So immediately when I used to come in front of him, it used like that, like those body language, the mannerism, the smile, like the slightest of changes, minute things like smiling would change. So then I only saw myself as Surabhi and the character. And most of the time when I used to read the scenes again, even now when I read it, I feel very emotional because of the strength of the scene and the character. So I think it just happened. I don't know, I don't have a process, but automatically when you come in front of the actors, you'll end up becoming that.
And music plays a vital role in this movie. He's a singer too. Is that the reason to cast her for that particular role? That's what she said.
She is a singer. I mean, she's a beautiful singer, but no, we didn't make use of that actually in the film, not in the film, because in the film Priya is a singer.
Yeah.
So no, her character doesn't sing.
Yeah, thank you.
So, hi. Sir, Kannada cinema is in a position where a lot of stories are yet to be told because there's a huge market space in front of you. So, how you take that kind of opportunity to tell this kind of stories? Because it's a very long movie actually. It's not a. We were used to have a 3.3 hours of movies, but nowadays people tend to have a 2-hour kind of movies. So, what was the motivation to do a long movie actually?
Now that's the reason we split it into two parts and made 2 hours 15 minutes 2 films. I mean, the motivation for me, it is Hemant because I love the filmmaker. I know he's a beautiful filmmaker complete freedom, I believe he can create wonders. And I just wanted to be a part of that wonder. But otherwise, the way he has shot the film is very poetic. And there, more than the story, the way he's conveying that story becomes more important. The time he spends to get every scene inside your heart, he spends that time on screen, so that when you watch the film, you are actually there. You completely soak yourself in that emotion. That happens because the kind of that poetry what he has sort of. The same film probably this same story can be told in probably 2.5 hours. Two films can be clubbed together and that story can be conveyed in 2.5 hours. But it won't be what the film is today. This film is told in a very poetic manner, and for that, to tell a story in that manner, I think we need 5 years, which is why we split the story into two and made side A and side B.
So any updates on the channel?
As soon as I finish this, I'll start that. So I'm eagerly waiting for September 17th for 2 reasons. One is I've been working on this project for 2 years, and I want people to watch it. Second is once I'm done, I want to run away for Richard Anthony because I am eager to start that project as well.
Sir, actually, you always want to be the directorial guy. How you yourself see as an actor?
It's very difficult, to be frank, because on set I cannot. I get bored, to just act because there's nothing to do. Just go act and come and wait for the next shot. I enjoy it more when I'm directing, or at least if I've written the film, then there are 1,000 things I'll be doing, even if I'm not directing. So the way I have enjoyed Udidaru Kannante or Kiripadi or Honest Narayana, that kind of an enjoyment on set I don't get when I'm just acting. Yeah. So probably after this I'll be directing more. Yeah.
Chaitra. Yeah.
Yes, hi.
You are an actress as well as a beautiful singer. What is your favorite acting or singing?
I love acting. Singing, it's inside me. Like even if I'm not singing for a film or anything like that, I'm just humming most of the time. It just doesn't go out of my head. But acting is something that I want to do. I want to perform in front of people. I like it when people appreciate my work, and I enjoy that. So I want to. I consider myself an actor first and then sing the next.
I kindly request, can you sing a song for us?
I can't because in this film, we're promoting a certain way. So only person who sings is Priya. So if I sing, it'll come across like Surabhi also sings. So I'll probably sing to you off the camera.
The director has given her
Strict
very
instructions.
strict instructions that you're not going to sing anywhere.
Right. So yeah.
Chaitra, you're acted so well in Toby.
Okay.
So what's your acting experience in Sapta Sagaradaache Ello?
I mean, it's great to work with people like Raj and Rakshit, Hemant. They're great technicians that way. So most of the time it becomes easy when you get into such teams because they're already so well planned with their films. So when you get into that equation, you only can get better and give a lot more so that everything becomes a better picture. So with respect, these two characters also, they're very unique in their ways and very, very difficult to play. But somehow I think because of their existence, I figured out how probably I could play that role. And here also, Hemant was here and great co-actors like Rukmini and Rakshit. So these people also contributed a lot so that I could deliver better. So yeah, it just happened.
So, more than love, there's so much of emotions inside, some friendships in Gen 2. One guy coming to you when you are in hospital scene, then other guy coming with a cassette. So, what about that side of it?
Sapta Sagaradaache Ello has amazing star cast, first of all, amazing actors like Gopal Deshpande and Ramesh Indra, Sharat Lohitarja, amazing actors, and Achut sir. And beauty is that Hemant Rao has written every character such depth in them. So whatever characters he's written, when it is played by these amazing co-stars, and you have to perform with them, the experience is definitely always great. Because every time you have certain kind of experience as an actor, they have certain kind of experience as an actor, and you learn from each other. Every time you are working together, there is something, one or the other thing you get to learn from each other. So it's definitely a beautiful experience, acting with them.
So my favorite scene was the one which you hear that recorded voice on a tape recorder. So what about your favorite scene on first sight with me?
My favorite scene is Manu writes a letter to Priya. In the letter, he's written that this is the last time I will be seeing you. After this, I will never be seeing you. But that letter is going to, get to her only after he meets her. The last time he meets her. After that, she will read the letter. So when they meet, he knows that this is the last meeting. The audience know that this is the last meeting because he's already read the letter for the audience. What he is written for Priya. But Priya doesn't know. So Priya is still in the hope that this guy is mine. Someday he'll come out. Someday he'll come out of the jail, and then I'll spend my life with him. But you don't have that hope because somebody has already given up. Manu has already given up. He doesn't want Priya to waste her life. His life is already wasted. He doesn't want his love's life to get wasted. So that beautiful, that scene, the way it was written, the way he writes the letter and he reads it to the audience on the way when he's going to meet her. And as he meets her, the letter says that this is the last time I'm meeting you. You do not know, but I know that this is the last time. And the way she looks at him, that hope, the way the scene is written, the way the performance has come out, the way Rukmini has acted in that scene, I think it's one of the most beautiful scenes. If you ask me, top 5 scenes of my favorite scenes of my career, then probably that scene would be one of them.
Sir, you are an excellent actor. ഒരു നടൻ എന്നതിനപ്പുറം സിനിമ പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള റീസൺ എന്താണ്? എപ്പോഴാണ് തോന്നുന്നത്? What is the reason for producing this movie?
Hemant Rao. In the sense, I believe he's a beautiful filmmaker, and 2 films what he had done, before Sapta Sagaradaache Ello. I was a part of Kodipattu, and when we were doing that film, he wanted to do that film in such a constrained budget, and we were telling him that why we can actually extend the budget a little bit. We have bigger market than that, but he was not ready. He wanted his first film to be done in a very certain small budget because he didn't want to take risk, and that's where probably whatever we invested in the film, we did 5 times more than the investment. The second film also he did in a very constrained budget, that he didn't get the complete freedom to express himself. So when I got to know that he's going to make a love story, I didn't want any constraints there. I wanted to give him complete freedom in terms of the production value, whatever he wanted. But I know at the same time I know that he's a very responsible guy. It's not that as soon as we give him freedom to shoot the film the way he wants without any compromise, it's not that he's going to simply waste money. He's a very calculated money spender. So he's very responsible there. So because of that, we gave him that liberty. And today he's proved, he's made a beautiful film. So I believe it's Hemant Rao because of whom I came to a decision that I want to produce this film the way he wants to direct it, and I didn't have a second thought about it.
സാർ കേരളത്തിലെ സാറിന്റെ മെയിൻ സിനിമകളെല്ലാം കേരളത്തിൽ വന്ന് പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ സാർ എത്താറുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്ന് അത്രത്തോളം സ്വീകാര്യത കിട്ടുന്നതുകൊണ്ടാണ്, അത്രത്തോളം ഒരു അക്സെപ്റ്റൻസ് കേരളീയര് മറ്റു ഭാഷകളിലുള്ള സിനിമകൾക്കൊക്കെ നൽകുന്നത് കൊണ്ടാണോ സാറിന്റെ മൂവീസ് ഒക്കെ ഇവിടെ വന്ന് സാർ പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള കാരണം?
Yeah, so she's asking, all the movies were so much hit in Kerala, and does that give you any confidence to release this movie also here?
So there is a beautiful legend about Kerala, what we discuss in Karnataka. It's a beautiful story. So every year there is a film festival which happens in Kerala. And it seems there are few film students from Karnataka who built the legend now in Karnataka. So they came to watch those films films to Cochin, to watch those films, to go to the film festival. And in the bus stop, it seems they got hold of a rig, and they asked him. They didn't know where the theatre is, where the film festival is going on. So they were asking people around, and then they told the rickshaw guy that we want to go to the film festival. So he's like, yeah, I'll take you to the film festival. Come. So he was taking, and he had the whole list of films which is getting played in the film festival. Or auto driver has the whole list of films which is playing in the film festival, and he was also going to the film festival. So now this is a legend which I have heard. So I believe why Kerala churns out such beautiful stories is because I think there is a storyteller in each and everyone here. So if it's a beautiful film, then I believe it will do well in Kerala. So I am very confident that Sapta Sagaradaache Ello film is a kind of film which will definitely do well here.
Did any Malayalam film inspire you like that? I want to make a film like this. Like there any Malayalam film inspires you?
It doesn't inspire me to make a film like this, but the kind of writing there is in not just one or two films. Every year there are at least 10 films which comes from here, which has a beautiful writing, and that technique of writing is definitely inspiring.
Which Malayalam movie you saw recently, and you were like, wow, this is very great?
I don't remember names, but
The story?
Huh?
Remember the storyline? Maybe we can tell the name.
Not recently, because last few years I was completely out of the idea of watching films. I have not watched any films, to be frank, in the last 4-5 years. But there was a film with Prithviraj sir and
Lucifer.
Ayappan Koshi. Vijay Menon.
Yeah. And then there is a beautiful film called Abu. His son Abu. That won a national award. Yeah, that was one of my favorite films. And that film which where he swears that I won't wear this slipper or the. Yeah. So if you tell me, I remember the name, but I don't remember names otherwise. I mean, there are many films like that. Many more films which probably it would be a crime if I don't name them, if I don't tell. Yeah, so there are many films like that.
Okay, so are you planning getting any offers?
It's very difficult for me. See, when I act in films, the most I can really express any emotions. But as soon as you dialogue, that starts making me nervous. So as soon as I go to the set, every time I take the scene paper and see how many dialogues I have first. And then I give myself to it completely to learn the dialogues, because dialogues has to come naturally.
Okay, so
If you give me Malayalam dialogues, it will be very difficult for me to pronounce words.
So, talking about the dialogue, so you actually like to tell the dialogues which is in paper, or would you like to improvise the dialogues?
No, I never improvise. I stick on to what dialogues are given to me. Emotions wise, I improvise, but dialogues I normally do not improvise at all. I stick on to what is written. But otherwise, sometimes what happens is that few lines doesn't go well with the character I am playing, or it doesn't go well the character I have perceived. So that time I go and talk to the director, and director also probably sometimes oh yeah, so he understands my perspective, and if there is any change to the dialogues, he'll do it.
So, Charanraj music is the soul of the film, and he doesn't score to every scene. Sometimes there is no RR for some scenes, and some scenes are too much elevated by his music. So, what's Charan's process? I think that
Basically, the whole idea comes from Hemant Rao only there, because he's very particular about where where he wants the music, where he's planning to play with the sound effects. Like for example, if you watch Side A, there's a scene they meet in the first time Priya and Manu meet in the jail, and that scene he is played with the clock sound. The clock is ticking all the time. There's no music there. But because he treated that scene that way, every time Priya and Manu meets after that,
the ticking sound.
You are up. Although they didn't, after that he's treated it very musically. But you, subconsciously inside you know that there is no time. They should talk as soon as possible. So basically, with using sound design, he's trying to play with the audience mind. He's getting inside your mind without your knowledge. Now that is completely a filmmaker's idea of how he wants to convey a few things to the audience without the audience even getting to know. So and Charan Raj and Hemant and Rao, they both have amazing combination. They both like when Hemant Rao has an idea, Charan Raj knows to execute it pitch perfect. He does it beautifully. So it's a combination definitely.
Chaitra, you are the actor that picks these raw characters, like what you did in Toby or so raw, and when it comes to Sapta Sagaradaache also, there's a rawness to this character, and I haven't seen you in this slow motion heroine type of a role. So, is that what takes you to a character? Is that meekness that brings to the movie, or is it just a gut feeling?
No, I want to do all the hair flying, everything also. But just that, they have to convince me with the script where they tell me why she's doing all that. That's it. So somehow these characters have taken my attention very quickly, and the other kinds, there are scripts that have come to me where it was not convincing enough. So there's no particular decision. It just has to, that gut feeling, they say, no? So I have to feel it very strongly as I listen to the script. So then I've taken, but yeah, I think there's a pattern with so far. But I've made it a point to choose different kinds of roles, not repeat the same ones, at least initial days of my career. But probably eventually I will try, other genres also. I definitely want to. I want to do a dance number.
What's common in Raj and Rakshit, and what's the difference in Raj and Rakshit?
There's a lot of common things. I don't see much of a difference because both of them are great filmmakers. Why I call filmmakers? Because they are into all aspects of filmmaking, most of it. They're multitasking, they're writing, directing, acting, and lyrics writers also. And I think they also fight choreography also. They've done both of them. In Toby, he's done few, and then he's also done an Avanesh and things like that, which have been a part of that. So there's a lot of similarities, and they love cinema. Whenever I've spoken to them, there's no other things that they speak but cinema. And they're very simple people, irrespective of where they are professionally. They're very, very simple, and I think that is a very attractive quality between both of them. And they're childlike from heart.
Rakshit, Kirtwati was my introduction to watching Kannada films. So there's a small similarity between Kirpati and our own Prayamam, which is an event publisher. So, have you examined that similarity or?
In a sense, see, Kirpati, the initial script I had written very long time back actually, even before Video Pranati. So I think that is one of the first scripts I had written, but we had kept it inside. Like after when we realized that we want to make a film, produce a film ourselves in Paramba Studios and do a film. Our initial idea was to do Honestly Manara. And then as we started working on it, we realized that this film requires a lot of budget. It can't be made in the budget what we are planning. So then we were confused that what film to do. That is when Premam released. So me and my friends, we went to watch Premam and I was like, oh, wow, actually I have a script which is completely based on my engineering days. So that's when we decided that yeah, let's do that film. But definitely there are a few things which I love Prem obviously, and there are a few things which in Prem which was so nice that I couldn't stop myself, getting those elements in Kirpati as well. Yeah.
So what about the part 2?
I don't think so. I'll produce for sure, probably for newcomers. Like we'll use the franchise and probably make Kirpati of the newer generation. But yeah, I have other plans for myself. So.
Coming to SC, actually, this cassette and tape record plays a vital role after 7 quarters. Is there any particular reason behind that? And also, both of you, is there any tape recorder memories for you personally?
Particular reason for using that is, one thing, it's beautiful, right? In the sense, the idea of recording something and that, it is not today's generation. It is that love story itself is not today's generation love story. Although it is happening like 10 years back the story is happening, yet it has certain nuances to the nuances of which happened it is a story of those days kind of a feel it has. So because of that, I think the cassette is used, and cassette has a beauty in it. As soon as you record something in a cassette and give it to a girl to listen to it, she has to search for a tape recorder now to play the cassette, because today there is no tape recorders. So as soon as you know that tape recorders are in general use, this story must be set like 20 years back. But otherwise, I think when I was doing my engineering, I was a big music lover. So I used to buy at least one cassette every week. I used to get 200 rupees as my pocket money, out of which 90 rupees I used to spend on a cassette. Rest 110 I used to spend, for lunch, dinner, all that. I used to stay in hostel. So I had a cupboard. If I open the drawer, it used to be filled with cassettes. Like every cassette in the world was there with me. So that is my memory with the cassette. Yeah.
With respect to this film, cassette and our connection, I don't know, you have to see the film. They have used the cassette thing continuous, but yeah, it's placed in beautifully. Like for that, like the screenplay would speak better. Personal experience with cassettes. I remember my mother telling that she used to record me, like, how does a crow, sound? I was like, I made those sounds when I was 2 years old. So she used to record all that and then, play it when my dad comes home. So that in case I don't repeat those things again. So I have a faint, I don't have the memory, but I remember my mother telling that I used to make these sounds and she used to record and play it on tape record.
The Kerala film lovers certainly loves the triple R team from Karnataka. Rakshit Shetty, Rakshit Shetty. If people are coming with the movie, certain people, film lovers know that movie is good. How's your friendship is going? Are you three people discussing each other about the projects and all?
in the sense, see, we are the kind of writers who probably are very clear that, this is my script. There is no change there. There is nobody else who will come and, Raj is also like that, I am also like that. Rishabh Papa, sometimes, he takes inputs in the sense if Raj gives him a legend, he takes and sees how he can make use of it. If I give him an idea, he will see how he can make use of it. But me and Raj are more like, this is our draft, there is no change here. So no discussion there. But otherwise, there is a script called which I had written during COVID time, and the script is called Midway to Moksha. Where all three of us, not just three of us, even Pramod Shetty, all four of us were being a part of that script. But let's see, because I need to finish Richard Anthony first, and then probably before I go to Pune that I shoot that, that's a very small film. Or I have to shoot that film after Pune. And whenever I shoot, I'm sure Raj definitely would want to play that character. Rishabh, after Kantara 1 and Kantara 2, I'm not sure if he will play the character. Let's see.
മലയാളത്തിൽ ഒരുപാട് ഫാൻ ബേസ് ഉള്ളൊരു ഫിലിമായിരുന്നു KGF. കന്നഡയിൽ ഇന്ത്യ ഫുള്ളായി ഹിറ്റായി പോയി എല്ലാവരും ഇപ്പോഴും മാതൃകയാക്കാൻ നോക്കുന്ന ഒരു ഫിലിമാണ് KGF. The question is, കേരളത്തിൽ പൃഥ്വിരാജ് പ്രൊഡക്ഷൻസ് ആണ് വിതരണത്തിന് എത്തിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും വെയിറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു സിനിമയാണ് ഡിസംബർ റിലീസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സലാർ. വാട്ട് ഔട്ട് പൃഥ്വിരാജ്, സാറിന്റെ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ?
I mean, he's been a great support for us, all of us, because he's the one who has released all Kannada films in Kerala, KGF, Kantara, 777 Charlie, and whatever he has released until now has been a super hit. These are the only three, right? He's not released any other film. So let's say he's a lucky charm for us. To release. Also, he's very particular. It's not that he just because we want to release, he'll release. He's very particular about giving good content here in Kerala. And so yeah, when we approached him for Idea also, he had already watched the trailer and he liked it, and he was of the opinion that we'll not do a big release like Charlie. We'll do a smaller release. For Sapta Sagaradaache Ello, because of the kind of film it is. And we were also of the same opinion. And when we are releasing Side B also, we are not going as big as what we went for Charlie. Because this is this film is for a very niche audience. And he understands all that. He himself is a writer, director, producer, and an actor. So some way Rishabh, everyone, we connect to that idea because we are also that.
Okay, thank you. I think talking about your movies, all your movies are like emotionally connected very well. So how do you choose your script?
I think my scripts come to me. It has been like that because when I was doing Honest Shivan Narayana, there were long gaps in between, and the actor was supposed to be a part of Charlie. He backed off, and then I asked Kiran if I can play the role, and I was anyways producing it, and I acted in the film also. So that happened like that, and then for certain different reasons, actually Sapta Sagaradaache Ello started, and at that time it was just one film. And then it grew into 2 films. But it started for different reasons. It came to me for very different reasons. But now that I have done it and I look back, it seems like as if the scripts choose me than me choosing the script.
Okay. So before we end up this session, actually we should talk about Rukmini Vasanth also. She had done some amazing work in this movie. So can you please tell about her character as well?
Well, if you guys have watched Side A, whoever has watched Side A has fallen in love with the Priya character because the way she has performed this, it doesn't seem like this is her second film. She's done a beautiful job. She's one of the best actresses I have worked with. In the sense, see, probably there are many actors. There are actors as good as Rukmini Vasanth also I have worked with, but the kind of dedication what she gave and the craftsmanship what she has as a personality what she is just amazing. And when I got to play a character like Manu, which is written so deep, probably if not Rukmini Vasanth, who actually was capable enough to play that character, which was written with such depth, probably if not her, I wouldn't have given my best as Manu, because my co-actor was as dedicated. And when you act, there are few films probably where the eye interaction is not that important probably, but for this film, for the intense character what Hemant had written, the interaction through the eyes was so important. And I don't think so like what Rukmini did, I can't imagine anybody there after working with her. So she's one of the best actors I have come across in the last 12 years.
I completely agree, and I add to that. And we really miss her. It's just because of her prior commitments, she couldn't be here.
We miss both.
Yeah, Hemant also.
Yeah,
They're working on the film, basically, but yeah.
They're taking the final out today in Chennai. So because of which Hemant couldn't come, as a director, he was supposed to be there. And Rukmini, for some reason, she had to leave to Malaysia for another film shoot where she couldn't adjust the dates, so she couldn't be here.
So, on that question, sir, in Kerala, we are facing major problem that reviews are causing the major problem in film industry. Do you, as an actor, do you believe that reviews are causing problems in a film making or film after releasing?
The written, I think the problem is with not the written reviews. The problem is with we make video, right? Now that becomes a problem, because today, see, written reviews, people who are interested in the film, they go in search of the written reviews and read it. But these videos what we make can spread across as reels also. And if you let out the major important part of the story in those videos, and if it spreads as reels, and if everybody get to know the story of the film even before they watch it because of the reels, then it's definitely dangerous. So I mean, you cannot stop someone from writing a review, but making a video using film clips, and when you make a video, they have to talk something. When you write, you can think, but when you make a video, whatever comes, it just comes. And most of the times, you are just telling the story. That is the review. Most of the video reviews are like that. You basically tell the whole story. And this part of the story is like this. This I didn't like. This story next after it continues to be like this. This I like. This is how the reviews are. And videos have more. It can spread faster. So that can spoil the experience of watching the film.
And also the thumbnails that they use just for clicks, no? Like I remember seeing so many, but they were like crap movie. So people were like, oh, this is some crap movie. Let me just go see. And then they form an opinion without even watching the film. They already think this is a crap film. Where the film could have been a nicer film. Just for his personal opinion about something shouldn't influence someone else's viewing experience. So that is bad.
Do you believe that can a review destroy a film?
Sorry?
Do you believe that with that review can...
Definitely. I mean,
in the sense, not everybody's review can be like, for example, if I am a film goer, I might be intelligent enough to watch the video and say that okay fine, we might think like that, but my opinion might be different. I'll go to theater and watch it. But there are 10 other people who definitely probably might not think like that and just believe that what he says. Because it's easier for them to see. Going to theater to watch a film is more difficult than sitting at home and lazing out. Sitting at home and lazing out is easy. So as soon as somebody tells that this film is not good, your first option is like sit at home. Why go till there, spend money, watch the film if it's not good. And anyways, in today's date, 30 days or 50 days it will be an OTT. So that option is also there. So already people are already laid back. They don't want to come to theaters.
So side A is more soft, more calm and love. What will be side B? Is it a raw and Indian?
You should watch. I always tell that side A is more of Indian classical fusion with Western music. Side B is more of rock and roll. So yeah, there will be a lot of pain. Yeah.
No, we actually did not expect because the amount of love you guys showed here and the acceptance, people, I did not know they were tagging me, calling Jenny, has done a good job, and they used to cut reels of Toby and Jenny together, all those things. Like I was like, wow, like this acceptance I never expected, and it was over. And I really would like to thank everyone who's gone and watched, and yeah, I'm just grateful.
Can you give the updation of Richard Anthony?
Sir?
Richard Anthony. Share the
update. Once this film is released, I'm running. I have to finish one last final draft, which I have to finish it by December end is my target. And from Jan I'll start the pre-production. By March or April max, I want to go on film. If you have watched Side A already, then beautiful. If you have not watched, please go to Amazon and watch it. Because it's going to be a very nice prelude before you watch Side B. And don't miss the Side B in theaters, because this film will give you a different experience which probably no other film would have given you. I completely believe in that. So do watch the film in theaters. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.